This is ArchMerge 6.0 with the Xfce desktop. It's another Arch installer, meaning that when you've installed it, you're running straight Arch. You have access to the Arch repositories, but you don't have to go through the hassle of installing Arch from scratch, and you get a pre-configured desktop. Now, this is a very fanciful version of Xfce. Whether this works any better or worse than any other Arch installer, I don't know, and with Arch you have to wait a while to see how long it takes to crash before you know whether you want to use it or not. I have no reason to believe that this doesn't work just as well as any other Arch installer, and the difference may be in the pre-configured desktops. You may like this one better than some other one, and so choose it on the basis of which desktop configuration you use. ArchMerge does also come with a version that uses OpenBox Window Manager instead of Xfce, and another version which uses the i3 tiling window manager. I haven't tried either of these with ArchMerge, but ArchMerge used to be called ArchLab, and I tried the OpenBox version of that. It worked all right, but OpenBox is not really a desktop environment. It's just a window manager, and there's some things like getting your installed applications on the menus and off of the menus, which can be rather tricky with OpenBox, so I prefer the Xfce version. This is the way it looks by default. I haven't changed the appearance at all, but since it's Xfce, of course you can configure it. I'm going to go to Settings here and Desktop. And you see a lot of wallpapers. I'm going to choose this one. It's kind of surrealistic. It's a little colorful. This is the plank dock here on the left. Go to a blank spot on the plank, press Control and right click, and then Preferences. And this is the ArchMerge theme. And again, there are lots of themes. Apollo, Arc, ArchMerge, Capeos, Default. It's not the default, of course. Gingerbread. I'm not even going to go down the whole list. There's just too many. Way down near the bottom here is Transparent, and that's the one I like best. Now you can, of course, adjust the icon zoom and the icon size. For instance, you could make the icons smaller, but you could make them zoom more. If you have a lot of things on the dock, that may be preferable. I'm going to leave them about where they were. Now with behavior, this is on IntelliHide. You have the choice of auto hide, dodge maximized window, window dodge, and dodge active window. I'm just going to leave it on IntelliHide. That works fine. And you can add a few more docklets, but you can also add applications. So for instance, I go to Accessories and I open the character map. I can right-click on the character map down here and I can keep it in the dock. So there it is. Now when I close the character map, it stays in the dock. If I right-click again, I can uncheck that and it will disappear. But I'm going to keep that, and when I click on it, eventually the character map appears. However, I'm going to get rid of that since I want to show this the way it was. Now I'm going to change the icons. These are rather fanciful, but I don't particularly care for them. So I go back here to Settings and Appearance. And again, this is Xfce. You have hundreds of options in Xfce. You could play with this for days, and this might very well appeal to those who like to play with their desktop for days. This is Arc Dark. You have Arc Darker, Arc Evo Pop, Arc Evo Pop Dark. I wonder what that's like. Doesn't really reveal very much. I'm going to leave this on Arc Dark. Here's ArchMerge and ArchMerge Dark. It's red. So I'll go back to Arc Dark here. Going to icons, it's using Sardi Monocolora. That's this one. There's a lot of Sardis in here. Sardi Ghost Flexible, Sardi Ghost Flexible Colora. I don't want to go through all of them. This is Papyrus. This is Numix Circle. Papyrus Dark. Looks the same, doesn't it? This is Numix Circle Arc. I think I'll keep that one just for fun. And again, this being Arch, you can move the panel all over the place. Panel preferences. It's horizontal. It's locked. I can unlock it. When I do that, I can grab it and move it to the top. But I'm going to leave it at the bottom and lock it again. And let's look at the menu. This is the Whisker menu, but if you notice, they have the categories on the left where I think they belong, and the details on the right. And of course, you can reconfigure that. Let's go to accessories here to start out. They have the application finder, archive manager, bulk rename, catfish file, search character map, Clipman, Compton, compositor for X11, Conkeys in, which allows you to add Conkeys. I'll go into that later. Cool Retro Terminal, I'll go into that later too. Disks, that's GNOME Disks, Font Manager, Font Viewer. Scroll down, Calculator, HP Device Manager, DM, GTK, plus Greeter Settings, Menu Editor, Mousepad, Notes, Orage, Global Time, Plank, Redshift, Screenshot, Sensor Viewer, Task Manager, Temps, temperature, Thunar file manager, USB image writer, USB stick formatter, variety, it's an automatic wallpaper changer which you could set yourself, Xfce burn for burning CDs and DVDs. Under development they have Guinea, Icon Browser, Meld, Qt4 Assistant, Qt4 Designer, Qt4 Linguist, Qt4 QD Bus Viewer, Qt Assistant, Qt Designer, Qt Linguist, Qt QD Bus Viewer, and the Sublime Text Editor for developers. It's for editing code, and it comes with a option to get a commercial license. I'm not interested in that. Under graphics, they have a lot here. They have Darktable, Document Viewer, Font Manager, Font Viewer. They have GIMP, the GNU Image Manipulation Program. GPick Color Picker, Inkscape, which is a vector drawing program. Nomax, which is an image viewer. Peak, which takes short segments of video GIF files from your screen. It's like a miniature screen recorder. Ristretto image viewer, Shotwell. On the internet, they have the Avahi SSH server browser, Avahi VNC server browser. They have 3 web browsers, Chromium, Firefox, and Vivaldi. Chromium is the default one, but you can change that one. Then they have FileZilla, HexChat, and Transmission, which is the BitTorrent client. Under multimedia, again, they have a lot. UVC View for making your picture as you make videos. Lollipop for your music collection. Pulse Audio Equalizer and the Pulse Audio Volume Control. Qt V4L2 Test Utility. Simple Screen Recorder. I didn't install it. It came installed by default. They have the VLC Media Player. An Xfce burn. Going to Office, Office is somewhat of an anomaly here. Everything else is loaded with software, and there's no Office application. Not LibreOffice, not AbiWord, not GNumeric, nothing. You have the dictionary, document viewer, evolution, Araj calendar, and Araj global time. So if you wanted an Office application, of course, you could download anything you wanted. I would download LibreOffice. Under Settings, this is another long one, and these are also in the Settings box. About Me, Accessibility, Add Remove Software. By the way, that's PAMAC, which is the usual one with Arch-based distributions. It's very good. Appearance, AR and R screen settings. Don't know just what that does. I'm not going to investigate that right now. Bluetooth, desktop, display. So we have File Manager, a way to configure the Thunar File Manager, keyboard, another light DM GTK plus reader settings. There's a lot of repetition in these items. Menu editor, MIME type editor, mouse and touchpad, network connections, notifications, Araj preferences, panel, customize the panel, power manager, preferred application, print settings. Scroll down some more. Privilege granting, Qt 5 settings, removable drive and media, session and startup, settings editor, settings manager, software update, window manager, window manager tweaks, and workspaces. So if we go to systems, that's another one. Now this is add remove software, and this is PAMAC. That's the usual Arch-based package manager. It works fine. It does in other Arch distributions. This is ArchMerge. Hello, that takes you to a website. I'm not going to go into that now. The Avahi Zero Conferences Viewer, bulk rename, cool retro terminal. That's kind of fun. The initials of cool retro terminal are CRT, cathode ray tube. Get it? Disk usage analyzer, gparted, grsync, synchronize files and folders, grub customizer, that's quite useful. HTOP shows the system processes. This is not a regular HTOP though, it looks like this. And it shows that I'm using 1057 megabytes out of 3840 in my random access memory. It was around 585 megabytes without Simple Screen Recorder running, and that's not extremely low. Actually, I was looking at Ubuntu Mate 1710 the other day in beta, and that's lower than this. So this is okay, but it's not extremely low. Another light DM GTK plus greeter settings, and you really need to get rid of some of these redundant listings and make these menus shorter. Manage printing, print settings, sensor viewer, software. This is GNOME software, which normally doesn't come in Arch-based distributions. This is software update, system profiler and benchmark, task manager, termite, which is this terminal, Thunar file manager, Xfce. I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to look into it now. Then there's a Xfce client and a Xfce tabbed. I'm not going to look into either of those. UX term, another terminal, Xfce terminal, another one, and Xterm, another terminal. So we have a half a dozen terminals. There's a lot of fluff in here that I would get rid of if I were actually going to use it. Now going to this Conky Zen, there's quite a large number of conkeys, as you can see, just an enormous number of conkeys. And I generally don't use a conky at all, so this doesn't do much for me. This is the default conky, I think. And it shows a bunch of shortcut keys. The super key plus space, supposed to bring up the main menu. But it doesn't. So you can take that for what it's worth, which is nothing. Anyway, there are others. I'm not going to go through all of these. It would take weeks. Here's informant AP inf orange red. Okay. That's a little better. It doesn't give me a lot of false information, at least. So if you like conkeys and have plenty of time to spend, you'll love this. I'm going to get rid of that also. Okay. Do I want to kill all remaining conkeys and exit? Yes. So I would say this about ArchMerge. It's a very interesting distribution. I have no reason to believe that it doesn't work just as well as any other Arch installer, because once you get in, you're in Arch. If I had my way, some of these applications could be culled and I would have LibreOffice in there by default, but that's something you can do yourself. And I understand they're also working on a minimalist version, so I haven't seen what that's like yet. If you like a somewhat fanciful version of Xfce and want an Arch-based distribution, this may be the one for you. This is XRAM Tech. Thanks for watching.